but negate the fact that his wife just got a new position.
Yeah.
Went from keyboarding clerk 1, making $35,000, got a new position with a $10,000 pay increase. Doesn't speak English.
Wow.
Bro,
I mean,
Council President, or you stop him or I stop him.
Councilman Jackson,
Or you
please.
stop him or I stop him. I'm not afraid. I'm holding my gun for you and for this guy over here.
We got another one, a crazy, chaotic meeting. Now, this meeting was in Paterson, New Jersey. What started as a debate over a city job turned into some chaos with accusations of nepotism, some language barriers, and depending on who you ask, a possible threat involving a gun. Yes, it gets really messy real fast. Let's check out this news clip, and then we'll show footage from the meeting itself, and you guys can judge what exactly was said. But let's get into the news story right now.
In New Jersey, a city council meeting descended into chaos.
Tempers there flaring in Paterson. 2 city council members traded words that almost turned physical, and now there's a debate over exactly what was said.
Went from keyboarding clerk 1, making $35,000, got a new position with a $10,000 pay increase. Doesn't speak English.
Wow.
Bro,
I mean,
Council President, or you stop him or I stop him.
So this council member by the name of Mike Jackson just opened up with some heavy artillery. He basically is saying that someone's wife got a $10,000 raise without being qualified, and then drops that bomb that she doesn't even speak English. So that's not subtle. We're getting into some crazy territory over here. And obviously, he's talking about a wife of one of the other councilmen. So things get really, really spicy. And again, we will watch the part of this meeting. Now, this meeting in Jersey was like 4 hours. Like, it was really long. A lot of contentious beefs, a lot of personal attacks going back and forth.
I'm gonna start by going, I never know I'm becoming unwanted attention. Citizens are here. And that's what I do a lot of back talking. Yo, I want attention, bro. I'm a citizen. You don't even have regard. Look at this. Who voted for him? Who voted for you? 100 people? That's how y'all getting in here. Ain't nobody getting over 2,000 votes.
I'm sorry. Just before you continue, the council members that we have here, they pay full attention to you. Sometimes they take note.
No, I want undivided attention. I'm a citizen. I'm sovereign.
I understand that. But listen, I understand that. But hear me out for a minute. With all due respect, it's hard for me to allow you just to talk. I mean, no. But just listen. They all pay attention to you. There's no need for this. Listen, we have full attention. Some of us are taking notes. So we're gonna reset the clock. And we want to hear you out. Spend you 3 minutes. But listen, respect both ways. Respect go both ways. You hear that out, right? Go both ways. Listen, that's my council Cali. That's my council Cali.
You at here.
No,
at here.
I hear you. But listen, and I'm here.
You know what at here means? No.
So this respect both ways. I cannot allow you to speak to my council Cali. They're not degrading you. Now, what we're gonna do, council member? Just a minute. I got a councilwoman.
Council President, when people come, first of all, we are sitting here as council people. We sit here. We have no issues. You can come to the mic. It's an open decorum.
But the way you talking to you, there's no need for that.
Council President, 1 second. We are not. Let me say. We're not going to allow anyone from the public to disrespect us. There was an emergency going on, which you're not familiar with, and you're like, ma'am, turn around. You're not my father, and I'm not going to turn around. I have an emergency going on, and I'm going to address it. I'm going to address it. We hear you. You're at the microphone. But you're talking. Stop being disrespectful.
Thank you.
Stop it.
So now what we're
Point
gonna
of
do,
order, Council President.
What we're gonna do, Madam
Point of order.
We're gonna restart. It's no point of order.
Point of order,
We got you 3
Council
minutes.
President.
We're gonna listen to you respectfully.
Point of order. First of all,
we're gonna listen to you respectfully.
As council people, you do not have the authority to direct public.
Yes,
tell
we
them to
do.
Stop.
When they disrespect
Councilman Jackson, you better stop right
you
there.
are wrong.
Dictatorship.
Stop antagonizing and inciting a riot. Stop inciting a riot.
This is not a dictatorship.
He's a male.
And
We should never.
Councilwoman Mims,
And as a
every
man,
black person
you should
that
be
comes to the
standing up.
podium
That
is not a threat.
true.
Every
I didn't
black
say
man
he was
that
a
comes to the
threat.
podium
He
and
just
raises his voice
disrespected me.
is not a threat.
Get yourself together.
All right.
Get
I am
yourself
together.
So
You
let's
get
start.
yourself
Get
together.
So
yourself
let's
together.
reset
I am
the clock.
together.
No, you're not
Every
together.
black man that
You're
comes to
not-
the podium is
I
not a
didn't say
threat.
that. He just disrespected me.
He did
Point
not
of
say
order.
you told him to shut up and
Councilman
stop.
So, sir,
No,
that's
he
being
just
disrespectful.
disrespected me, and you
Coun-
ignored it.
Thank
Cut
you.
it out.
Thank you. Council,
Cut it out.
Sir, so we're going to
I'm
restart
never
the
gonna
clock.
let nobody
and you have
council
3 minutes to
president. He's
address
not
the
gonna
council
disrespect me,
respectfully.
and you sit there and
Thank you.
allow it as a man. You need to be checked.
But let's watch the rest of this news clip and then we'll check out the meeting after.
But there was no stopping the back and forth between Patterson Councilman Mike Jackson and Louis Velez, despite the council president's best efforts to bring the Tuesday night meeting back to order.
Council members.
And then came this from Velez after someone in the audience chimed in.
Listen, my brother, I'm not afraid. I'm holding my gun for you and for this guy over here.
I can't
All right?
finish.
Velez insists he didn't say the word gun, replaying the exchange in slow motion for us.
The accusation is that this man said, I had a gun for you, and I guess the council member that was talking, Mike Jackson, but he is saying that he said gut. So this is the back and forth on what exactly what he said. Did he threaten a fellow councilman and I guess one of the residents that had a comment? Did he threaten him with a gun, or it was a gut and he had just some kind of way of speaking that was just a little off? I guess you guys will be the judge.
It clear says gut.
But that's not what Jackson and a lot of other people heard.
How does gut play into the context of that sentence? Oh, I got my gut for both you guys. What does that mean?
Which kind of makes sense. So Councilman Velez jumps in. He's really heated. He's upset. He's like, either stop him or I will stop him. And yeah, that sounded like a threat adjacent warning, obviously. Then he says the thing that's unclear.
I mean, it doesn't mean anything in Spanish or English.
Velez, who admits his English isn't perfect,
I'm Latino. Probably have language barriers.
says he got emotional defending his wife Natasha, who started a new job Monday in the city's health department, one that Jackson says another candidate was more qualified for.
In this case, Councilman Velez, his wife is new to the country. He just, recently married. She finds a job. I get calls every single day, people looking for employment.
Her position was vetted to supervisors, director. Her interview was all in English, okay? For be able to take the position, she needed to write, speak English.
Velez says he has no regrets defending his wife.
The public deserve better. The taxpayer Patterson deserve the most high standards of us as elected officials. And, and I apologize to the community.
Jackson.
He didn't really answer the point of, well, like one council member saying, I got people looking for jobs all the time. And then this Velez guy is able to get married, right? He brings his wife and his wife gets a pretty good job. How is that possible? And the way Velez reacted to this, right? This alleged quote everyone's arguing about. Jackson, others said that they heard gun. Velez denies it. But when your mic picks up something sketchy during a screaming match, you already lost the public perception battle. Now it's a matter of damage control. At this point, there is issues with some nepotism. People who are able to get political power is able to get their friends and family jobs and resources. So there is a lot of issues here. And this dude almost wigged out and said gut, gun. Again, we'll watch the video again to see if you guys think it was a gut or gun. I'm leaning towards gut, to be honest. Dude just crashed out. He need to calm down.
Says he has no regrets about the now viral clip because it's the public's right to know.
The political, pandering that goes on in the city has been terrible, and the ones that's paying the price are the residents.
Jackson's claiming that Velez's wife skipped the line and got a gig that she wasn't qualified for, and it smells like nepotism. Velez defends her, said that she's interviewed in English and it was all vetted, but the city is full of unemployed people trying to get work and it looks bad. The optics alone looks pretty messy. So that's why you see Velez is trying to walk it back. He is owning the emotional outbursts. But when you have to say, I'll be stupid to say gun, bro, it's already too late. The fact that you had to clarify that you didn't mean to shoot out. The fact that you have to clarify you didn't threaten a shootout in a government building is pretty wild stuff. Now Jackson says he might press charges, and the city council, just like another crazy, chaotic city councils that we've been covering on this channel, whether if it was gut, gun, or just pure drama, the people in Patterson's are the ones that are stuck in the middle. Let's check out where the part of this argument started, and then we'll actually check out what they did, because they actually had a break after the craziness. And then you guys tell me what you guys think about the situation. So let's get into that right now.
First of all, let me say this to the public. And Brother Joe Keys, I'm glad you stayed, brother, because of the many years that we've known each other and we've had a great deal of respect for each other, I'm sure you can attest. I've never called you. I've never asked you to come down here. In fact, when I first saw you down here as a mentor, mentor of mine, person who I had a great deal of respect for, I said, whoa, glad to see you here. And you started coming more and more. You started taking it upon yourself. I've never had any conversation. People are trying to project it as I'm having people come down here to speak on my behalf. I never met the brother Ant. He came on my Facebook page, said a few things. I tried to correct him. He didn't want to, he had his own perspective. He came to the podium with his own perspective. This woman that came here about her child, I didn't ask her to come down here. I don't have to pay somebody to buy flowers for me. She said I helped her. Do I talk over anybody else?
So you already see that there's multiple issues with multiple councilmen. So I don't even think that's even valid as talking or saying anything. There's other people. So there's already very, very contentious situation that you have. And again, in these city meetings, all this hostility. Why? When it's about the people. So they're accusing him of bringing people plants into public comment to speak.
See, Darlene Morris said it best. When you throw a stick in a crowd of dogs, the one that yelp is the one that got hit. And people come down here and say, of all the council people here, nobody has ever come to the podium to come for my head like that. Nobody has ever come to the podium. I take that back. Mr. Eddie Olivares did. And now he works side by side with me because there's not one person that I won't have a conversation with. There's not one. And the proof is in the pudding. If people are coming down here, I went, had a meeting with that principal. There's nothing offline. So what? They got their own school board. This council had the vote for that charter school to do business in our community. This council took a vote for that charter school to come here and operate in our community. This council has the ability to make sure we hold entities accountable that do business in our community. And if you don't have enough courage and you're not courageous enough to go out and defend and advocate for people, then when they call upon you, then why are you here? Why are you here? And lastly, every black man that comes to the microphone that doesn't sing you praises is not the enemy of the state. He's not a danger to society. And just as, Chanel so eloquently put it, black men got it enough. Mr. Allen did not threaten anybody, and for it to be projected that way is a disservice, not just to him and his family, but the entire black community. Wow. See, listen, they can't even hold decorum. You talk about decorum. Do I ever do that when anybody else is speaking? No.
So as you see from a little bit of what's going on in this meeting, they're all not getting along. And they're not on the same page. And clearly there's some people who are upset. And it's really, really annoying when you listen to some of these city meetings and you see people talk over each other, where everyone, especially if you're a council member, trustee, whatever, everyone has enough opportunities to speak. Even if you are listening to someone that saying things you do not agree with, even if they're straight up lying, let them speak, let them finish the entire thing. Then you are able to rebut. But some people are just so emotionally invested. They're so emotionally charged that they can't do that. They have to say something while the other person is speaking. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It's not a debate, really. It's a meeting. You have your say, then the other person has their say. But obviously, these people are so upset with each other, I guess that's not going to work.
That's childish right there. That's childish. But yet, on social media, my mother is so happy I got out of here safely and my life was in danger. This brother comes to the podium, and now all of a sudden every person that comes through metal detector has to be hand patted down, and they come with weapons. But when it's a black person that comes here, and then the saddest part is black on black crime. And not one time did he ever say anything that was threatening or attacking. He said his constitutional right. He spoke about his constitutional right of freedom of speech. And this is how he's treated. The lawsuit that we should be worried about is the fact that your wife just got a pay increase of $10,000 with somebody else who was a more qualified candidate for the job, but yet in the health department,
Council President,
in the health department,
Council President,
in the health
Council
department,
President,
under the current sitting BA,
you're the Council President,
who's the director of Health
I'm
and
not
Human
mad what he's
Services,
saying. I'm not mad at what he's
gave
saying.
his wife
I'm blessed
a
that
new
my wife
job
is more prepared than this
with
idiot that's sitting
$10,000
here.
pay increase.
So you see it right there, homeboy is already upset, saying that someone got some preferential treatment. And you can tell Valles gets really angry about that, as if he got something personal, but it's a city job.
But we talking about, he didn't include that in his letter to the Attorney General, that his wife was getting
My friend, you know what I included?
pay
You know what I
increase.
included in Attorney General? I wish Hannibal could come here and arrest you for dealing all the stuff that you deal. What about that?
Dealing
what about
what?
that?
Dealing what?
What about that, my friend?
Dealing what?
You want to go personal? I go
Dealing
personal.
what? Dealing what?
I
Say
go
it.
personal.
Say it. Say it. Get personal.
You know what?
Jackson, just
Go ahead.
please.
Say
You
it.
know what? For the first time in my life, for the first time in my life, seek the Lord, brother.
We are on a roll.
That comeback fell flat. But Jackson said, what are you talking about? Someone got a big raise. What did Jackson do wrong? You could call it personal, it's a city job. This is talking about the city and taxpayer money. What did Jackson do wrong? This is where Valles is supposed to jump back with something. And really, it doesn't really matter in the whole grand scheme of things.
Seek the Lord, brother.
We are on a roll, Paul. Come on.
Please, council members, please.
I got kids at home.
But negate the fact that his wife just got a new position.
Yeah.
Went from keyboard and clerk 1, making $35,000, got a new position with a $10,000 pay increase, doesn't speak English.
Wow.
Bro,
I mean,
Council
Councilman
President,
Jackson,
or you
please.
stop him or I
Please,
stop him.
Councilman
Or
Jackson,
you
please.
stop him or I stop him.
Why you have the need?
If
to,
you
why
don't stop
have
him,
the
I
need
stop
to
him. I don't have no
denigrate
problem.
your council
Who can
colleagues'
I respect my wife
stop
all
him?
the way. I
Why?
stop him if I
Why?
have to stop him.
Why
Who
you
can
have
stop
the
him?
need?
I
why-
stop him if
why
I
you
have to
the need
stop him.
To denigrate your council
If you
colleagues'
don't
wife?
stop him, I stop him.
It's not degrading. It's
All right?
facts.
All right?
Why you
degrading.
have a need?
not
Councilman
degrading.
But my brother,
Council-
I'm not
listen.
going personal on
Listen,
him.
when a
So
I'm
you
not
are-
going personal on him. Why he had to pull my wife in his mouth?
Point of order.
Brother,
Point of order.
You get out of here. You are the bullshitter, brother.
Council members.
Listen, my brother,
Councilman Jackson,
I'm not
you finish,
afraid.
you call
I'm
the
holding my
continue to
fucking
business.
gun for you. And
Let's rewind it real quick.
Council members.
listen, my brother,
Jackson,
I'm not
you finish,
afraid.
you call
I'm
the
holding my
continue to
fucking
business.
gun for you and for
Can't
this
finish.
guy
He's
over
talking.
here.
I can't
All right?
finish.
He said gut. He didn't say gun. I don't have to hold my gut for you and you. So it wasn't gun. All right. He's still crashing out, but he did not say gun, at least in my opinion. Put in the comments below, do you think the man said gun or gut?
Yes, I don't have no problem.
Now, officer.
Joe Rock,
Officer.
Joe Rock, don't do that. Go ahead, do it.
Council members. Council members.
Come on over here.
That's so wrong.
Come on over here.
Council President, that was wrong.
Let's take
Go ahead, do it.
council members.
Yes.
Council members.
Come on over here.
That's so wrong.
Come on over here.
Council President, that was wrong.
Let's take 5 minutes. Rafael, let's take 5 minutes break.
Come on over here.
And you have.
He's starting. You're starting all that. Let's
That's
take
so-
5.
and you have-
He's starting. You're starting all that. Let's
That's
take
so
5 minutes
wrong.
break, Rafael. Cut it out. It's a shame.
That's
It's
wrong.
a shame.
That's wrong.
It's a shame.
Worked in the city, right? He spoke English, but he didn't speak well. He couldn't write, and they had a whole series of stuff that he went through. They fired him because he was incapable of reading, speaking, and reading, writing the language. I don't recall where he was. Where he, I think he worked in like under CI, and they did an evaluation, right? And they fired him.
But how do you get the job in the
I can't answer that question. I don't know. But listen, the English language is the city's language.
Right.
It's not a derogatory statement to say she doesn't speak English.
There's a lot of egos, big egos clashing, and I think Mike Jackson, which is hilarious, that's his name, Councilman Jackson was upset. He was speaking. Like I said, this meeting was very, very volatile. Nepotism, some kind of special preferential treatment that's been going on, and he called it out, and Velez didn't really appreciate it. So they had their 5-minute break. Let's hear what they had to say about what happened.
So first, before I finish, let me just say this, because obviously it's going to be taken, everything that I said is going to be taken out of context as if I'm being racially discriminatory. There was a gentleman who worked in the city who spoke English. His English was his primary and only language. But he didn't speak English well. He spoke street jargon, if you will. He was incapable of writing clear, profound sentences. This gentleman was fired. This gentleman was fired because he could not speak and write and communicate the language. I don't care what the language is. English is the city's primary language. If you're in a customer service position, you can't communicate with the public. That's the point I'm making. People are paid extra because they speak multiple languages. That's what it is. That's the thing. But in the end of the day, English is the primary language. When a person in high authority has a family member that's getting preferential treatment on a job, that's nepotism. That's simple. And you can say whatever you want to say. You can get upset. You could talk all you want to talk. But I'm going to definitely stand on what it is. That's the truth. So, relative to tonight's meeting, and again, I stand with very firm, strong people. I walk with integrity. I don't need to pay somebody to come here and speak on my behalf. I don't have to do that. When people come here and speak because of things that they've called me on to do and I've done, that's just because that's what I do. And I'm not going to sit here and watch a child be mistreated in any school and not be willing to advocate for that person. That's just what I do. So if you're upset because people are coming here and they're saying what they personally feel, that's what it is. But what we should not be happy with is when somebody comes to the podium to speak their mind. Everybody's treated differently. Let's be honest.
So right here, he's talking about the overall issue, what's going on in this situation with these people and these meetings, where it seems like certain people are getting treated differently than others. Again, you guys can check out the meetings. I'll put the link to those meetings. They're really long, but there's a lot of drama in them. But I definitely think that they need to address that issue. Let's make sure that the residents get the same amount of time, the same treatment, so no one's getting a better treatment than whether they're positive or negative. You can't have people having different levels of respect and treatment. It's not going to make any sense. It's not going to work.
Let's look at how council president, who regulates and manages the meeting, Mr. Ernie Rucker, went over a whole minute, maybe two. Oh, and he scarfs at him. You already know. I'm going to give my in closing. But yet, Mr. Olivares comes there. The moment 3-minute bell rings, he's all on top of him, getting ready to have security escort him out. We have to have parity. And if there is going to be a certain kind of a legal opinion that's given, that's when Corporation Counsel should be stepping forward and saying, the city's opening itself up for possible litigation for unfair treatment. We can't discriminate against people differently and say, oh, it's 3 minutes, but yet when the first speaker came and spoke, she said, oh, I'm speaking serious, so you're going to let me go further. And he lets her go further. So when we talk about conducting the meeting in a certain fashion and handling it a certain way, that's the furthest thing from what's been taking place. And if you're upset about the facts being stated, hey, so be it, because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to expose the facts. So, sorry you had to see that, ladies. But no worries. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Kalik.
I'm sorry you feel that way. But one thing I gotta say, and I gotta say loud and clear. I am human. You come after my mother, you come after my father, you come after my wife, my kids. I'm human. I apologize to the audience out there watching this meeting, but put yourself in my position. I think I'm the last individual here to insult anyone. I'm the last individual here to disrespect anyone.
Well, he didn't, I don't know if he insulted you. He said, and he didn't say it was a lie, that your wife received a promotion. And he said that, and the person said he couldn't speak English. I guess you could say that's an insult. But other than that, you're just saying like there's some preferential treatment going on. And it's possible because you are a councilman. And if you just recently got married, how does someone just jumps ahead of everyone else? So those are the questions that need to be answered.
Sometimes when you see me smiling, it's because I don't care. But when you come after my personal life and my family, I'm human. So saying that, let's continue conducting the city business, and God bless America. My vote is yes to close this public.
Thank you, Councilman.
So there you have it. Another day, another chaotic city meeting that felt more like a reality show than a government session. This wasn't really about policy to me, in my opinion. This is about pride. Two grown men elected to serve the public, turning a professional disagreement into a personal war zone. And the problem is, once the gloves come off and it gets a little personal, the real issues get lost. Taxpayers stop hearing about the housing, the budget shortfalls, the crime, the kids sitting in underfunded schools. All they see is the chaos. All they see is the noise. Obviously, this is the reason why I'm talking about this. And the worst part, that the noise becomes the headline. And when you say gun or gut or whatever the mic caught that night, you don't just spark a debate. You're just breaking public trust. And trust is fragile in a city like Patterson. So let's not pretend Patterson doesn't have real problems. Just like the rest of the country, people are struggling to pay their bills while the city floats emergency appropriations. Public safety is still shaky. Residents are wondering where the $1 million cameras, while instead of unified leadership, we got council members act like they're in a battle and just spitting a lot of venom. So this is the danger of personal politics. It hijacks the mission. When elected officials start using their seats to defend their spouse instead of their constituents, the whole system breaks down. Now, defending your family is natural, but when you're sitting behind a nameplate, you're not just someone's husband. You are a public servant. And the people expect you to act like it. Drama brings attention and views, but it doesn't fix the potholes. It doesn't lower your taxes. It doesn't make your city safer or your schools better. It just makes the residents tune out and stop believing anything will ever change. And that's the real loss. We don't need perfect politicians. We need grown-ups. People who can agree without swinging at each other verbally or literally. People who understand leadership isn't about being the loudest in the room. It's about listening, making tough calls, and leaving your ego at the door. But let me know what you guys think about this situation. Let me know. Put in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.